Acting. Yeah. All right. So yes, there we are. Well, without further ado, I would like to introduce you all to Kat Rijzen from Belgium. For whoever doesn't know Kat yet, she participated in the second bootcamp of 100 Days of No Code. And during this bootcamp, she started to work on the No Code Guru, which was a great project for your bootcamp. Within 30 days, she built the MVP, and afterwards she launched on Product Hunt, and well, she can tell best herself. So yeah, I would like to forward it to you, Kat. And this talk is about how to choose the right tools for the no code for the build weekend. This is up in a few weeks, so I think it's a really relevant session here. Yeah, we already talked a bit in the intro before we started about this, so I think some great questions already came up. And yeah, make sure to make use of this session with the No Code Guru, head of tools, whatever you are called, Kat. So take it away.
I feel the pressure. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. So I'm here to talk about my favorite subject, and that are tools, of course. So we will start with a small introduction. So I'm Katrien, but on the internet I'm known as Kat. I work in the digital customer experience team of Center Parcs. That is a European tourism brand. And yeah, my nickname there indeed is Head of Tools, because I always share these websites and Chrome extensions and digital tools with my colleagues to help them to work more efficiently. So that's how I got the nickname. And I actually have been interested in technology and startups for more than 10 years. When I was still studying, I had this small web shop, and I did my master thesis on entrepreneurship. And it was actually always my dream to start an online business, and it still is. But I lacked the technical skills. So I always kept reading about startups and checking out Indie Hackers Forum and listening to podcasts, but I never built something. And after a few years, I really felt a bit pathetic because I just kept reading, but never built anything. So then there was kind of an aha moment when I learned about no code in somewhere around 2019. I learned about a tool called Sheet2Sites. It was really like one of the first tools where you could have a website template that showed your Google Sheet data. It was like, whoa, amazing. That was still before we called it no code. So it were the early days. And 1 year later, I learned about Softr. And with Softr, I started to build some solutions at work, some stuff that our websites couldn't handle. And it was such a great feeling that I could build my own solutions, and I didn't have to wait for our internal IT team to engineer stuff. So that was a great feeling. And then I decided I wanted to learn more about no code, so I joined the bootcamp in the beginning of this year, and it was such a great feeling because suddenly I was in this community where everyone talked about launching their own IDs and geeking out about tools and talking about all kind of startup stuff. So I really felt that I had found my people. And with the support of that community, that group, I finally launched my first own side project in March. And now 6 months later, my life is pretty different. I'm on a no-code sabbatical for 8 months. That sounds bad at school, I think, but actually I'm just on parental leave to be there more for my 2 younger kids. But of course, my goal is also to try to take the time to start my own business, online business, and yeah, learn a lot about no code. I'm doing some freelance no code work. I'm building some projects, maybe too much at the moment, so I will have to try to learn to focus. But I'm really learning a lot, having a lot of fun, and I also hope to add a lot of value here in the 100 Days of No Code community. So yeah, my side project that I launched during the bootcamp was No Code Guru. And it's very relevant to this topic today. So when I joined the community, I saw that one of the most common questions were, I need this and this and this, which tools should I use? So I decided I'm going to try to build something for this that can help beginner no-code makers. So I created No Code Guru with Landbot, and the very powerful part about Landbot is that they have a lot of integrations, and one of those integrations is with Airtable. So all my data about the tools is in Airtable. And this information gets sent to the chatbot. So when I have to add a new tool or update something, I don't have to look for it in the chatbot flow. No, I just go to Airtable and update it there. Another advantage, I think, is I made my website with Softr. And there's also a resource directory that shows all the tools, but then with filters, and you can search more easily. And the advantage here, this resource directory is also, again, with the same Airtable base that feeds my chatbot. So it's very efficient. And at the moment, No Code Guru is like focused on web apps. It's also not the biggest selection or something like that, because I didn't want it to be overwhelming. And at the moment, I'm also working on adding website builders, but I'm having trouble with my formula. So it's something for next week, I think. And another goal I have is that I want to add tutorials per tool and use case. So that's when No Code Guru says to you, this tool is perfect for this use case, and here's a tutorial to get you started, so that you have the complete package at No Code Guru. So let's take a look. So here's the website made with Softr. Maybe also interesting, this one is made with Famewall. And then here you can chat with No Code Guru, and then the chatbot is just embedded with custom code in Softr. So it's very easy to do. You just get the code from Landbot and you copy paste it into Softr. So No Code Guru asks you some questions. And the fun thing about the chatbot is that it's a bit more interactive and yeah, fun than just a resource directory. So let's say we want to build a marketplace. How much time? It's build weekend, so we only have a few days. We go for beautiful defaults, and then for Airtable. And then it gives you some tools that are perfect for this use case. Then there are 3 more options. One is to start over or share it. And another one is that you can talk to an expert. First, this was like a chat function where I would get a notification, but I was not online that much, so I changed it to a form. And this form is sent to Airtable, and then I get a notification in Slack. So you can really automate a lot with notifications. So it's really, really fun to work with Landbot. So yeah, you can you can try it out later again. Or you can try it out after the session to see if No Code Guru can help you. And if you have any feedback, you can always let me know. So that was it for the introduction. Now I would like to share 3 pieces of advice on how to select the right tools. And the first one is, I think that's important that you stick to the tools that you already know. Especially if your goal during build weekend is to launch an MVP. You don't have time to waste on researching new tools and learning new tools. And you also don't have to think about like, I need a powerful tool so that I don't have scalability issues later. No, these are things that don't matter when you're launching an MVP. It's important that you build and launch it, and then when you validate the ID and you see that your product grows and becomes more successful, then you can still switch tools. It's not that you are stuck with one tool. A second piece of advice is that you have to watch out for shiny tool syndrome, because in no code there's like a new tool every week, and it's so fun and also very tempting to try out new tools. But this gives you a bit false sense of productivity. You're like building, doing a lot of work and making great progress, and then suddenly, ooh, shiny new tool, let's start with that tool, and then you start over and you start building again, and then you keep going like that, and you lose a lot of time. And it's very important to remember that the success of your product is not dependent on the tool that you use, but it's the problem that you solve that is critical for the success. Maybe an example, last week I was working on a project, newsletter with a resource directory, and I was like, nah, I'm tired of software. I'm going to use the very new trendy Framer website builder. So I started in Framer. I was building for a day in Framer, and then in the evening I decided, nah, Framer, it's not a good tool. I'm going to use Typedream. So again, another day building in another tool. And then at the end of the day, again, I decided I'm going back to software. So I wasted 2 days. In my case, it's not a problem, because my goal is also to learn new tools. But if you do this in the build weekend, you lose a lot of valuable time. And then advice number 3 is learn what you need when you need it. So don't get started on watching like tutorials about advanced features that you will maybe need to use one day. No, just start building, and if you get stuck, then you look it up, watch a tutorial or ask the community. But don't first start with the tutorials and reading everything and then just start building. So just build and go for it. So now I hope you are ready for a tool tsunami. Of course, it's not possible to discuss every tool. So I made an overview of the most popular web app builders. So sorry, web app and mobile app builders. And if you have any questions about a specific use case, you can always ask later. I'm not sure if I can answer every question because I don't know every tool or every feature, but I'm happy to figure it out later together. So the first one is pretty well known, Softr. It's really the perfect balance between easy to use and very powerful. So if you want to build a web app or a mobile app that is connected to Airtable, so the data comes from Airtable, then Softr is really the best solution. It's very powerful with you can make accounts, gated content, payments, memberships, a lot of possibilities. The only thing that the customization is pretty limited. You can, of course, choose your own layout and colors and fonts, and also work with building blocks, but the building blocks are sometimes very fixed, and that can sometimes be frustrating. But on the other hand, it's also their advantage, because you can ship something so fast because you don't have to think too much about small details or settings. They also offer a great free plan with a custom domain, and they have a free trial. So you can test all their Pro Plan features for 30 days for free. So that's something that's really valuable when you're launching an MVP. Then there's Adalo, but when I was preparing this presentation, I was thinking that they used to be the solution when you wanted to build an mobile app with data from Airtable. But since 2 weeks, Softr also launched their mobile apps, so they have some competition. And also Glide Apps also added Airtable integration. So I think I will try to build a mobile app with all the 3 of them, and I will let you know how they compare and what the best use cases are. Then there is Glide Apps. Also, Glide Apps is great for as well web apps as mobile apps. Very easy to use. In my personal experience, a little bit more difficult than Softr, but still beginner friendly. There is also a lot of customization options, but yeah, same as Softr, limited. So not your full pixel perfect design. And they offer a lot of integrations. So as well as Airtable, Google Sheets, but also Excel as database. Their free trial is rather limited. They only have a free plan and not a 30-day free trial of their Pro plan. So that's a pity, I think. Then there is Spread Simple. So Spread Simple is a good solution if you want to build a web app with data from Google Sheets. And they offer a free trial for their Pro plan for 7 days. So it's something in between. Then there's ShareTribe, and ShareTribe is interesting if you want to build a marketplace. So they're really specialized in marketplaces. You can test their Pro plan for free for 30 days. And yeah, all the data is stored in an internal database. And then we have Builder and Bubble. Yeah, those are really the powerful web app builders. They have a steep learning curve, but you can build software and Chrome extensions, and very powerful stuff with a lot of customization and complicated workflows. Yeah, I think if you don't know these tools yet, it's not the perfect solution for a build weekend, but it's good to know that they exist. Then I did the same for website builders. Here we have Framer and Webflow, and Framer and Webflow are the builders you need to use when your main goal is like to have a fancy, beautiful, pixel perfect design. They are also more targeted to designers. and they have a steep learning curve. Framer is a little bit easier, but still also there are like 1,000 settings and options, and then you have to design it for mobile, web, and tablet. So if you want to launch something quickly, I don't think it's the best solution. But you can really make nice looking stuff with it. Then if you want to have websites where you want to have your data coming from Notion, then Super or Typedream are a good solution. Super is a little bit more limited in flexibility and customization, and Typedream has some more integrations and also a lot of very nice design options. So interactive elements and gradients, titles, stuff like that. So you can really make cool looking websites with Typedream. And they both are a very good solution for if you want to have a blog articles or a list with all your portfolio projects, a resource list, stuff like that. They also both have free trials where you can test out all their features. And then Carrd, the famous one, and they really have these beautiful templates and with these interactive elements. They all look so cool, I think. And if you want to go really quickly, it's like, just pick a template, change the text, and you're good to go. They have some smaller integrations like email, newsletter, forms, stuff like that. But next to that, it's pretty basic. But yeah, if you just need a landing page, it's perfect. And then Doric is similar to Carrd, also very beautiful templates with interactive elements. But it's a bit more powerful. So you have nice templates, you also have building blocks. And next to that, you have an internal CMS, so you can add your own blog or portfolio. And they also have some integrations like your form data gets sent to Airtable, stuff like that. So yeah, so it's a nice website builder, I think, and not expensive at all. And then the .com is a newer tool, I think, and it also has nice customization options because the community builds these blocks and you can reuse them. So it gives you a lot of possibilities, and they offer a lot of integrations with Notion, Airtable, Google Sheets. So also a cool tool to use. So next to building something, you also need to come up with a name during the build weekend. The general advice is to not spend too much time on it, but these tools you can use them as an inspiration. So Namelix and Namesnag are both AI business name generators. So you give in some values and the industry where you want to start in, and then it gives you some options. And they are sometimes surprisingly good and sometimes hilariously bad. So you can use it as an inspiration and see what comes out of it. And then Urban Dictionary is good to get inspired by for some less common English words. And RhymeZone is also good to get some inspiration about synonyms or words that rhyme together or adjectives. So also a good one. And then next to a name, you also need a logo and a nice logo maker. Also here the advice is don't spend too much time on it, but that doesn't mean it should look crappy in my opinion. So Hedgeful is a nice tool from Shopify. It's free, and you give in the values from your brand and the name, and then it comes up with some cool looking logos. Then Flat Icon is a website with a lot of icons, and it's also where No Code Guru logo is coming from. It looks, it has a lot of cool icons, and the only thing you need to do is to attribute it. So somewhere on my website, it says like the logo is made by this maker. Then another one is canva.com. So here you have these logo templates, and you can personalize them as you wish. So change the name, colors, and change it a little bit. Only disadvantage is that the free plan in Canva doesn't include transparent background for logos. So for that, you can use another tool, remove .bg, and then you can remove the background so that you have a logo with a transparent background, which is easier to use in your on your website. And another alternative to Canva, something similar with logo templates, is Express from Adobe. So here it's the same. You can choose from templates so you can choose from templates and personalize it. So that was the tool tsunami. I'm happy to answer some questions. And if I don't know the answer on the spot, I will figure it out for you later.
Thanks a lot, Kat, for sharing all these insights, and you can tell that you tried all those tools to get this table ready for your guru. So that's really helpful for people that are just searching. Yeah, I'm wondering what kind of tools is everyone already familiar with? What kind of tools do you have questions about after Kat talked about this? Marisa, I'm not sure if you are making notes or something, but it seemed like you were actively responding or listening to what Kat thought. Was there any tool you want to know more about? Or
I was looking at Doric, some of the landing pages. I did like Card, but when I tried D.com, I knew I probably would have to revisit that, but I don't have any kind of proficiency in it. But of course, like Airtable, Canva, Figma, those are the top three off the top of my head. I've worked with Bubble, but I'm not at that level. But I'm looking at landing pages, so Doric is the one that's coming to my mind right now.
Yeah, it's very easy to use, and it looks very nice. I think the templates.
Would you recommend to start with a template if that's the first time you use a new tool, or would you recommend to build something from scratch to learn? What's your experience with that?
I always work with a template and then try to customize it or with Doric add some building blocks so that it's more a fit to what I need. If you start from scratch, it takes more time. It's the same in Cart. You can also start from scratch, but then I think it takes a week or something like that if you want to launch a landing page fast. So I think it's easier to start with the templates, especially if you're not a designer.
So if I have something sketched up, which one would be the best one to go to? Card, D.com, or Doric? Because I like beauty, but at the same time, let's just say I have something sketched up and I'm trying to at least get something as close to it as possible.
I think Doric then, because there you have a template and building blocks. So then you can start from a template and then add the building block so it's close to what you have sketched up.
Okay. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Right, Shay, you've been using Airtable a lot for the back end, things you are working on regarding the front end to present all the data. Is there any tool Kat mentioned that you already using, or are you curious about one of the others to hear more about them?
Well, one, I thank you for the presentation. It was very insightful. I love hearing how other people consider picking tools. So I know I have my way. I love hearing how other people do it. Tools for me is what can I use for the business? I'm an architectural photographer, so everything is around that. It's never, I just want to go and learn a tool. So that's just heads up for that for you guys to understand my answering of this question. I knew that I wanted something that would be difficult. So I chose Webflow for my web design. It also does a lot of integration with Airtable if I wanted to go that rate. I never really did a one-page layout. So that's, I hear people say it. I'm kind of interested to see how that looks and if I want to tap into that. But as of right now, I'm not there. But I did love hearing the other tools. I know so many people that use Bubble. So to see that Bubble was like all the way at the bottom, like, oh, I need to talk to her to find out why. Like, okay. So I was interested in that. I don't keep up with a lot with software, though I know that it's something that's out there and people love that too. So I know about it. I have referred people to it, but I've never personally touched it. So I want to see a little bit more of like, whoa, she likes that one over Bubble. And she the argument, like Bubble's everything. I'm like, ooh, okay. So I'm excited. I loved listening and watching everything. I think your slides are beautiful. So I thank you for putting this on. But yeah, Airtable and Webflow has been my jam for the past 2 years. So thank you guys.
Yeah, the reason why I'm not a huge Bubble fan is because it has a steep learning curve. So I think it depends on the project that you want to build, but you don't always need the power of Bubble to ship a quick MVP.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the room also Geoff, you listed to this. Are you preparing for the build weekend? Do you already have tools in mind that you would like to use, or just exploring?
Yes, I will be participating in Build Weekend, and I think I've set aside the time to do it and hopefully do it well. Software would definitely be top of my list. And I guess along that same line, I'd be curious from Kat, when it comes to, and I'm sorry, I've been listening in the background, but I think you mentioned like the free and or like starter packages with most of these. So I'm curious how you may, try out the tools or make sure that they're worth the value. So I think one thing that's tricky when getting into a lot of, combining the tools that you're trying or just trying them out for a while is obviously there's a lot of effort put into them, and people, you still have to pay for tools at the end of the day. So I'm curious about how you make the decision on like, which of the tools is like worth the amount that you're paying for when you make your decisions.
Yeah, that's always a difficult one because it's very tempting to subscribe to every tool, but budget-wise that is not possible. But for me, it's an important decision factor if a tool has an interesting free plan, then I'm really tempted to use it. But if they don't, it's an important factor for me to consider another tool. Another important one is that we are all part of 100 Days of No Code, and they also have some great promotion codes where we get interesting reductions. So, for example, for Landbot, I'm on the Pro plan because the Pro plan only has Airtable integration. But thanks to 100 Days of No Code, I got a 50% discount. So that's already a nice difference. And other than that, it's really comparing what you need to what they offer. And for me at the moment, Software is they offer a great free plan. And I secretly may have 3 different email addresses, so I can use their free plan 3 times. So that's also a secret trick.
A very good point. I do need to check in on the 100 days of no code deals, but yes, setting up multiple accounts so you can try out different things and not, go across limits.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, those trials are always good to explore the tools, and hopefully after the trial, if you build something you really want to keep up, then perhaps it's consideration worth to pay for it.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you can always explore other tools too. And at 100 days, we have the discounts. So feel free to DM when you need anything. We can see what Max already arranged. And Pablo is also in the chat here. So maybe, if it's something specific, or you can always ask us. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you can even suggest, right? Because we don't know, like there's so many tools that out there that it's just ridiculous number of tools out there. So if you find some tool that you think could be great value for other members in the community, maybe we can set up a forum or something that you can submit your suggestions, and maybe Max will do his magic and find a partnership or something.
It's Mexic, yeah. Yeah, it was great. Well, and here too is Domnel. I'm not sure if you're actively listening or busy. So all right. I see you switching from mute. Are you what kind of tool are you using at the moment? No-code tools?
Same old from me, Harold. Yeah, thanks. I was just about to bounce to another call, but you grabbed me just in time there. So obviously Airtable and Thunkable are a massive part of my stack. I think having gone through that 100 days of no-code bootcamp, though, really loving Software. Have become kind of an internal champion for that. We've actually built out 2 or 3 kind of products ourselves that we use on Software like that, because it's so easy to use, it's so quick to get up and running with, and with a bit of design input as well. We've actually built some pretty nice kind of dashboards and stuff for our sales teams and for our marketing teams and stuff to use. So big fan of those. I'm going to give a shout out, I don't know if it was there, to Kieran Bald's tool as well, yep.so. I see he launched custom domains there during the week, which is a great one. So kind of falls into the same bracket as Card maybe, or something like that. Actually, I started using Card for my personal project. So I joined 100 Days of No Code with a personal project I wanted to do, and have in the meantime been progressing that through an accelerator here in Ireland, which is fun. But I'm using Card to capture signups and connecting them into MailerLite and stuff as well. So that's it's fun. It's keeping me busy.
I can tell. Yeah, great to hear that. Yeah, and I'm not sure if you are participating in the Build Weekend too, or not sure yet.
I'm not sure yet. I'm on the fence, but hopefully I will. Yeah, I would love to.
Well,
I need some sort of no-code tool that will keep me accountable, Harold.
Yeah, that would be great. I know one.
Bill, that's a job for Bill.
Well, Bill will reach out to you, Domnel, for sure. Thanks for saying.
My only question then for Kat maybe is like, what's next then, Kat? If you had unlimited time, unlimited resources, like what do you have a list of? I would love to spend more time in Bubble, or I would love to try these 2 or 3 new tools that I've seen. A lot of people are chatting about the .com and that kind of stuff. I saw it was on your slides. Is there a list of like things that you want to spend more time on?
Difficult question. There are so many tools. My goal is to play with a lot of tools, but I don't think I will start on Bubble, because that's a little bit too advanced for me, and that's not my goal. And I will also my goal is to use the more advanced features in Software, so more the membership stuff, which I didn't use yet. So that's one of my goals too.
Awesome. Cheers.
Have you used the software mobile apps yet?
Not yet, no.
That
It's also
seems
also on my list. Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I wanted to ask you something, Kat. Like we were saying, there's so many tools. So how do you evaluate which tool to add to the Guru, which is like this kind of massive brain of tools? How do you assess that decision?
It's very difficult, I must say, because there are so many tools, and I also don't want to put every tool in No Code Guru, because then you get like a list with 10 suggestions, and then it doesn't then it gets overwhelming for the visitor. So then there is no added value in using No Code Guru, I think. So I really compare the tools and see that they have some different features, and that every use case has 2 or 3 tools, so that people can compare 2 or 3 tools to each other. So because that is still feasible to do. And other than that, it's just keep up to date with the no code news, because all those tools are shipping improvements like crazy. I think Software is now working on Google Sheets, and TypeDream is working on Airtable, and they are all going very fast. So I really have to do my best.
Yeah, that could be an interesting feature for you to consider in the future. Like whenever the Guru has picked a tool for the user, that the Guru can also give the possibility of compare that tool against a couple, maybe with with relevant criteria, with relevant features, right, for the project that has been submitted to the Guru. So then I know, okay, this is the tool that the Guru, with all his wisdom, has picked for me. But also he's giving me, the bigger picture that of also valuable options that I could try, maybe. Maybe for the future.
Maybe I can do that. Extend the database and give more.
That is some database. Is messy, I guess. It is.
I think probably then a chatbot is not the best solution anymore. Then it's maybe better to have it in a very nice, clear overview. But let's see.
If you're ever keen to learn Bubble, I can help you. I'm actually going to share a Bubble resource later for people who are trying to just get started. And I know that with Bubble, there's a lot of, it can feel a bit, weird and intimidating. It was for me, at least. So, but I think once you nail a bit of the logic and you get to that aha moment, it really, there is no limits practically. But if you want, we can talk sometime. How will that translate for the Guru in Bubble?
Thanks.
I think Marisa is very interested in it too. So before you arrived, Pablo, she was already talking about Bubble. So this research looks great. So
I'll share it today. It's on my list for today.
Oh, you have
a busy day.
You have the list on the wall. You looked up, so it's hanging there.
It's up there, staring at me.
I'll put a post-it on it for Marisa to share with her. She's in the chat. She mentioned she would like to share to receive it, I think. Great. Rafis, I'm not sure if you're still here. Are you preparing for the build weekend? Which kind of tools are you considering?
So yeah, I am actually on the edge right now whether I'll be able to participate. I want to, but yeah, there is work that's keeping me up all night most days because I'm in India and people that I'm collaborating with are in the US. So my work timings have been shifted a little bit. But yeah, on the tools end, I was working on Adalo. That's the most recent tool I've been working on because of my experience of developing mobile apps for the past few years now. And one thing I want to move ahead with from there is something that I'm exploring is Flutterflow, which is again not a no-code tool, but a low-code tool to build mobile apps. Someone did mention before this meeting that Software has come up with a new mobile app UI that's also seems pretty interesting for me to explore. So yeah, those are the things that I'm looking forward to. So Bubble is something that I'm always happy, and I see Pablo's message sometime back to me that he shared some resource. I think what he was saying right now, he's already started pinging people and sharing the resources that he was looking at. So yeah, I think thanks, Kat, for introducing the tips and tricks on how to choose the tools for your build weekend. One question that I have for you is if you have to build a starter pack of 3 or 4 tools that every builder should have in their toolbox, what those 3 or 4 tools should be?
Yeah, I'm a Software fangirl, so I would for sure go with Software, because with Software you can build landing pages, you can build resource directories, you can build you have payment integration, so you can build an e-commerce site or something with gated content. And so for me, Software is really the one that you should use to get started. For if you really want to take it next level and go more advanced, but I'm not yet there myself. I think I would go all in on Bubble and really dive into it and learn more about that one.
Perhaps after you maternity leave, if you stick with no code, then it's the time to dive into Bubble, right? So maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'm not sure yet. I'm also a bit overwhelmed if I read about Bubble. So I don't have the itch yet, like I have it with other tools. So we will see.
Yeah, I think if we split up the room here now, then we are in the software camp currently, and the others are in the Bubble camp.
I more advanced Bubble camp. Yeah.
So I'm really eager to learn more about Bubble one time. It's like for everyone, I think the No Guru can help you to put you on track, and it's what suits you. And like in the advice that you mentioned for build weekend, stick with the things you already know. So to build something in one weekend, don't waste too much time in discovering new tools unless that's your goal for the weekend, right? So if you really want to use the weekend to learn something new, then of course
then it doesn't matter.
So great.
That's quite a stack: Bubble, Webflow, Airtable, and Figma.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a really good.
I mean, that's what I'm planning to do July and on. But right now, like I said, it's Figma, Airtable, Canva, and there's another one I mentioned. I know how to use software, I just don't love it, but I know how to use it pretty well. But and Bubble, Bubble is like the one and Webflow. I like Beauty, so those are the two I'm going to hit really, really hard.
Yeah, you have, I mean, those are the ones with more flexibility, I think, both from design perspective and also from the logic, especially Bubble, right? That you can program step by step what it's going to happen in your app. So that's quite mind blowing to me. But yeah, I think like just set a month and say for that month, I would just go all in Bubble and yeah, I don't know, maybe if there's enough people, like we could have like a Bubble office hours or something that, you know, that we can jump in and everyone interested in learning Bubble, we can share our, you know, our own app building or like if there's questions that I can help with, I could help. I don't know, it could be interesting experiment.
Yeah, that's a great idea, right? Your resource you are going to launch soon is just the beginning of the bubble within our community. So
yeah.
You need a Bubble bootcamp.
Bubble bootcamp.
Yeah, a mini bootcamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
That would be
Bubble
cool.
accelerator.
Yeah.
So yeah, be mindful of your time. I'm not sure that if anyone has any questions left for the guru at this point, but otherwise you can always reach out to Kat in Slack, of course, and she's also on Twitter at Kat Ryzen.
Yes.
And she's always
One and only.
happy to think along with you about all kind of tools. She is just launching a newsletter about tools and exploring all kinds of new tools. So make sure to reach out to her if you are looking for some kind of tool to help you with a certain use case. She probably knows one. So thanks, Kat, for sharing your story. It was great to hear from it. And yeah, for everyone who is watching this recording back later on, use NoCode Guru, nocode-guru.co to get prepared for your build weekend. And yeah, we're looking forward to that. So I hope everyone will enjoy it. So thanks again for watching this and joining this. And see you all around at July 15th till 17th at the build weekend. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.